but this has happened. So it shows you that we're getting closer to Yom Kiyama. You know, I don't want to die in this state. Not the state that I'm in. I want to be gaining the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I never took Shahada to go to Jahannam. You don't work to not get paid. You want to get paid. Agree to disagree. So this is it, isn't it? And we have to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a part of the Quran that it means a lot to me, and it helped me out a lot when I was in my sentence. And I had 4 years and I ended up doing 11. Qadr Allah wa ma shabaha. It's the decree by Allah and He does He rules. It's easier said than done, but you don't know how you lot felt when you was in the COVID period and you didn't know when that was going to end. I did that for 11 years. Single cell, just me. Everywhere. And I remember at one stage I thought, you know, alhamdulillah, I may never go home. And they put me in the segregation unit. And there was an ayah in the Quran that jumped out at me. It is in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 216. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَّى أَن تُكِيبُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌّ لَكُمْ وَلَا يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And it may be you dislike a thing which is good for you, and like a thing which is bad for you. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's best for us. Some of you, you're older, some of you are younger. And some of you might think, wow, this man, what does he know? This man's really about this life. Like he wouldn't be. So when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you as a person that's today. Unfortunately, I'm still from the road. It doesn't just leave you like that. You come out from doing a life sentence, you've got a lot on your back. But one thing that kept me going, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is sufficient enough and the best disposal of affairs. I'm a Muslim. Be proud to be a Muslim. We was handpicked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah picked you, gave you Iman, gave you Iman, gave you Iman. That's a gift. That's priceless. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, if they knew the value of Iman, they would chop off our heads in order to take it out of our chests. Agreed or disagreed? Because it is priceless. There is nothing like it. So value what you have, value this. Because you're going to only have this once. And that's it, Aki. So, I don't know. This what I've given you, inshallah, as it states, you know, if a believer speaks with ikhlas, with sincerity, it goes from one heart to the other heart. And I pray that this goes from my heart to you lot's heart. And I pray that Yom Kiyama, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, wow, how could that man bear witness against something good? For once, Aki, I've done so much bad. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And it kind of shapes you a certain way, but I am who I am. But one thing that I'm most proud of, and forgive me brothers for those that are praying, I do speak with passion, I am a Muslim. Allahu Akbar. Love you lot. Uhibbukum fillah. Ikhwan. I speak to you lot. Assalamu alaikum.
Alright, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and welcome to The Bridge. Today we have a good friend of ours, a Muslim brother who's been Muslim for many years, well respected on the streets, well respected in the music scene as well. And today he's going to enlighten us with his past life. Obviously, we're going to go straight to it. His name is Stinx, also known to us by Bilal. And we will also have our Imam, as usual, giving us some of the gems. So straight into it, bro. Tell us some of your life. Tell us where the name Stinx comes from. You know, everything from the beginning, bro.
Where do you lot want though, first? From me?
From the beginning, actually.
From the beginning?
Where you're from, where you was born, you know, that type of steps.
You know that these people do fraud though, so I can't tell them too much.
Give him the outlines.
All right. I was born and raised in the Bricks. Family lived in, Brixton. Family lived in Clapham as well, mashallah. Stratham. Got family all over. I resided at Nanny's. That was my choice to reside there. But I was in between houses as well. I'm obviously not going to tell you what my mum is. But alhamdulillah. Growing up, I remember Like for starters, I've had the name Stinx from my baby. Pops gave me the name. Yeah, he gave me the name from a youth. You'd have to ask him.
So he just from young called you Stinx?
From young, the whole family.
Okay.
I hate the name. Yeah, he wants to be called Stinx. But it is what it is. And then obviously everybody says, his attitude stinks and whoa.
Okay.
I just couldn't get away from it, bro. When I was a youth growing up, Pops was on the road, unks and the family, and they played a heavy impact on my life. On the roads. Pops has been a gangster. My family, and that's the stair thing, and that's what we've grown into. The family's very rough and tumble, and with a colourful lifestyle, to say the least. So badness is something that I've always been accustomed to from a youth, to be fair. I remember I used to go to primary school by myself. I used to go to primary school in the hill. What's the primary school called? Holy Trinity. Subhanallah. And yeah, imagine that I'm going by myself, you know. So I used to...
We're talking 7, 8 years old?
Yeah, something mad like that. I was going by myself, bro. I used to walk through Brixton prison to go to primary school. Like that. I remember one day, I'm walking through Brixton prison and I see the big white bus. Yeah, and that's what made me understand the prison bus. The windows is going bam, 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 bam. I'm thinking, who's that? Found it as my Pops.
No way.
Yeah, Pops is in there on a big one, on a serious thing. Bust it though, mashallah. I remember seeing a lot from a youth. I see Pops in the kitchen. All of that from a youth. I remember one time when I was a kid, I was looking for Pops' machine. I don't know why I was looking for his gun, but I wanted it.
He had a gun?
Yeah, I was a kid, innit? This is what was going on at the time. I don't know if he had a gun or not, but you're on camera, you're asking me crazy stuff, but I was looking to see if he had one. You understand? I don't know what Pops was doing. I just know that Pops was allegedly a gangster. You understand where I'm coming from? So if he had a burner, I was looking for it. You understand where I'm coming from? What I was going to do with it, Allah knows best, but I was looking for it. And I was like, you're probably going to laugh and he sees this kid, he didn't even know.
That's just going back a bit. So
yeah,
the father was born here or born in the Caribbean?
I think Pops was born here, you know.
So you're like second generation?
Yeah, but he's always back and forth. Okay. A lot of them times there. All my grandparents are from the Caribbean, but they're all Caribbean actually. One of them's from Trinidad and the rest are from Jamaica. Okay. My granddad, coolie man, looks Asian. Though you can see, this is why I look like you. I'm not sure where I come from. Yeah, because
some people think he's Eritrean or Ethiopian or somewhere.
Yeah,
even Somali.
Yeah, I hear that. Sometimes I hear Asian. You understand where I'm coming from? So, alhamdulillah. Like I said, family, my old man and that, my cousins, our family, that had a major impact because that's what it was, isn't it? Without getting in too deep. You understand where I'm coming from? There's only so much I can give you.
But in terms of, let's say as a youngster, 7, 8, primary school age, on the streets, what was happening? You know, what led you in later years to be involved in certain things?
Well, Pops them had the Frontline Cold Harbour and that on Smash, to be fair. That was their thing, innit? You understand? If those know, that's what was going on. So I remember being up there on Cold Harbour Lane with Pops and he's doing his ones and twos. But I'm inside the shop, them time of that game Moonwalker where Michael Jackson just come out. So Unks are just filling up the thing with beer coins. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I was just, you see how I was just filling up the machine with beer coins? It's like, I've always known the money to not be able to run out. So whatever I want, I can kind of get. Do you understand where I'm coming from, Sheikh? But I knew what they was doing.
Okay.
Without knowing what was too much, if you get where I'm coming from. Because I'm very analytical and observant. Yeah. So when Pops went away on that mad one.
How old were you then?
Probably like 7, 8, if that. And you have to remember, Sheikh, I see Pops in the kitchen. For those that who know what that means. I see him in the kitchen. And I remember like, them times I was young and he's like to me, he said to me, Shabba Ranks was playing on the TV. Shabba Ranks was popping them times there. So I know he wasn't on the TV. He had him on the VS, on the video. And Pops has got his big 22-ounce chain on and rings. And I've got a bust-down bracelet from a kid and beer things and woo. But they're all big for me. So Pops is wearing some of them. But I had my initial ring and I had everything. Like, I had Air Max 90s in the 90s and I had Jordan 3s before they hit the country. You lot can't smell me. I've been doing this from a child. You know, but it's the truth though, Sheikh. This is light. That's what I know, innit? Like, so Pops has said to me, I remember he had his spliff in his mouth. Yeah. And he had all of these ballet shoes. Yeah, ballet is a designer
Okay.
from back in the days. You know about them shit?
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Your mum knows, man.
Yeah.
You're from the 50s, bro.
So look, imagine this. And these ballet shoes was £1 a pop back in the 90s.
So that's today, that's peas.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
The man's got the train, his shoes go up to the ceiling. So that's stacks and stacks and everything else that he's doing. Pops was doing it like Paid in Full. Exactly when I saw the movie Paid in Full, Mitch in the Saab, it reminded me of Pops when he had the, back in the days when he had his thing, the convertible, the gold thing that he had. Some, I can't remember what it was, but it was popping. This thing was mad shit. And it's like, Pops has said to me, yo, so what are you going to do when you get older? This time I'm just looking at the man thinking, right, I might have to look out some food. Because your thing's patterned. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
That's what I see.
That's what I've known, innit?
Obviously, he didn't want that though for you.
Yeah, inshallah, I didn't want it. Yeah. I don't think so. But it's like...
So did you answer him, sorry?
Yeah, I probably said, I don't know. I wouldn't have said that.
I want to do what you're going to do kind of thing.
Yeah, I should have. But I just didn't say nothing. I was like, yeah, cool. So he's got nicked. I'm in school. But all the things that I'm used to, I don't have anymore. My trousers got a hole in it where I could just get a new trousers because Pops, Mummy's a single mum. She's working hard. She started from the bottom and worked her way up to the top, mashallah. She's done excellent. Papa proud of Mummy. Alhamdulillah. But it's like things just got a bit, you understand? So it's from that, I've turned around and I was like, alhamdulillah, I need to get it. You understand where I'm coming from? So I've always been into sales and I never wanted to go down a certain road. I didn't want to put Mummy through certain things. I put Mummy through enough stress. Remember, I'm a man that's boxing man up in primary school. You know? I got suspended from primary school. Them kind of ways there. I was a bad youth, if you understand where I'm coming from. The headmaster violated me, man. I was a man like the people I'm going to try and take my catapult just before the 6 weeks holidays. You lost your marbles. Yeah, I can't bad. Like, yeah, I was a menace. Like, you know, like Toys Day. Everybody's bought in their toy, their cars, their this, their that. I bought in my catapult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the maddest toy because no one ever had a catapult. That's like me bringing in my whack. Like, bro, what's going on? Yeah, so I've come now and I got my thing and my brethren, Daniel Caradice, big shout out to you, D, man. Yeah, he had the maddest toys. And I said, yo, D, let me get this. He said, yes, he's going to play my catapult. Don't lose my things. It's the last day of school, 6 weeks holidays. I need my things. Yeah. The man got disarmed for my things, like.
What year were you in at that time? How old were you?
I was probably like...
9, 10?
Probably, yeah. Probably around then. And I just know that summer holidays is kicking in and I'm on things. So I waited until school's finished and everyone's left. Yeah. And I saw this fool, you know, informant. He had freckles. His name was Simon. I'll never forget you. Ginger. You're a rat. You informed on me. I said to you, yeah, that's my first encounter of an official rat informing on me. Yeah. Primary school, outside the office. I've turned around and I've said to my man, don't say nothing. And I've walked in the office and I've gone in the drawer. I want my things. I could have took anything. But I never come to steal. I want my things. I took my things back. Lucky by the time I got to the gate, they're calling me back. Mama's informed. Now I've got to go down to Mummy. Mummy's down in Stockholm at Auntie's. So yeah, I've gone down there. Mummy weren't nice, you know, shit. What? Little smaller than my mum is, she was about this life. So obviously when I've got there, I remember like, I've been so bad, I've done so much things, I've had so much beatings, shit. It's unbelievable. Yeah, like, look at my head. There. Yeah, no. Yeah, Nanny bust my head when I was a kid.
If you reflect on that, do you think that had an effect on you in a negative way?
But no, Nanny needed to bust my head. I was a bad youth. I love my nan to the bone. I was bad. And she didn't do it on purpose. So that's why
out of anger kind of thing.
She didn't even do it like that. She went to throw the flowers and the vase slipped out of her hand. And it hit me in my head. My nan would never Well, she would intentionally whip my ass because she'd made me go and choose belts and all sorts. And I try and choose but you can't. There's a selection when you choose the belt. You don't just choose you by the side because the thin one, it stings different to the thick one. But the thick one's got studs on it and it says techie. I just know I'm going to get my ass whooped. I need to get it over and done
It's
with.
proper old school. Go and get
What?
and I'm going to use on you.
Yeah,
Go and get
I've grown from hacky. So obviously, with everything being said and done now, yeah, man. And then I remember like trying to get, before I got to that corner, I remember I know I'm getting to the close to the house, so I'm trying to cry. Have you ever tried to cry? I'm trying to cry. I need some sympathy, empathy, something from mum. Because I know mum's going to whip my ass. And then I've just gone up there and then she said, what you think about? Yeah, and she just went, because she realized,
mum, that is.
oh yeah, mum's just went, because she went bam and I looked at her. Oh, you don't want to cry? Bad boy. Bah, 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 bah. I was like, wow, that was me. I didn't even know mum had that in there. Yeah?
So
and
box you up.
my idiot cousin was on the corner just laughing, you know. Like, I was so upset, you know.
No.
But, you know, that's how it goes. And I feel that all of that kind of shaped me, toughened me up as a man. Yeah, because
you think as a positive, in a positive
yeah,
way?
because I think discipline is warranted. Sometimes you need a box. If you're doing wrong, you need a box. In the deen, correct or incorrect.
Yeah, the discussion,
Yeah, no, but discipline is discipline, Aki, within reason.
Within reason.
You might even have to go and get the miswak. Yeah? No, but it's the truth, though.
Of course. After speaking to them and after trying many times, of course, if there's a last result, then it is what it is. It can't be the first result, obviously.
No.
Yeah.
So as is that developed, so that's you're 10 years old, year 6, year 5, year 6. What's developed from there?
From then,
did you go into secondary school?
I've gone into secondary school.
What school did you go to?
St. Joseph's. My
St. Joseph Academy here.
Up in Beulah Hill.
Okay.
Crystal Palace. Crown Point. Yeah, Sheikh. So it's like from that I've gone to secondary school. My first week of secondary school, I got suspended, Sheikh.
Suspended or excluded?
I got suspended.
Finished.
And then come back.
Excluded. I don't know if it's them days it was called suspension.
Yeah, it was suspension. It was suspension.
Was it suspension?
Yeah.
Nowadays, suspension is...
The suspension and expulsion.
Okay.
Suspension was like, a couple of days. Expulsion is like, let's say...
You're
done.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure.
How long for?
A few weeks or so.
And then came back.
Yeah. But I've just started the school. So look how I've started the school now, Sheikh. I've just come out of one school, gone into the next school, and it's just like next thing, some fool again, Aki. They're always informing on me. Man, are just rats out here in this day and age, man.
Was there anything in that incident, or even in the primary school one, maybe that you felt, okay, maybe there was something wrong from my side?
In hindsight, innit?
Yeah.
You know, I think that maybe I'm too aggressive. Check. Now, I've got this thing in me where I don't know, man. I tell myself things like you're taking a liberty, or you don't respect me, and then I'm gonna put hands on, because that's what it is to me. I don't do it for the people or for anything. I do it for me. Like, it makes me sleep better.
You don't like to be bullied.
Yeah, no one ain't there to bully me mentally, physically, knowingly. Inshallah. I don't want, I'm just here to destroy. Do you understand what I'm saying, though, Sheikh?
Side point, because I just, look, the Prophet ﷺ,
Sallallahu.
of course, he was strong, he was courageous, he had all of those, but there was, what Allah says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We only sent you as a mercy to all of the worlds and humanity. Do you think, and that's, of course, you weren't a Muslim at that time, but were you lacking in mercy, sympathy?
Yeah. I lack mercy and I lack empathy. I'm not a very remorseful person.
You're not?
No, I'm only remorseful when it comes to my deen. I don't care about nothing else. I'm being honest. You can see it in my eyes. I don't care. Tell me my man's whatever. You can be leading out. I don't care.
So moving forward, okay, secondary school. Did you stay in that secondary school after you came back after suspension, and then what happened?
Yeah, I came back after suspension. Then things started kind of like, yeah, you know how it goes. You start linking up with your people. You made that little name. I built my little team in school. I started selling drugs in school.
Year 7, year 8, year 9?
I think it was year 9.
14 years old now, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. By the time I was 13, 14, I was licking out food check. I used to sell drugs to the teacher.
That's mad.
I ain't gonna tell you like his name. Don't worry, you're good. But yeah. He used to buy food from me. I was mashing up that school there, mad.
But by drugs, what are we talking about? Weed here? Or
Yeah,
we're talking
weed.
about hard now?
No,
Weed
not
them
hard.
times.
Yeah, weed. That's my thing. That was what I grew up. I was known for that. I don't know how I had a mad line. My line was like a hard line.
So that's what I was thinking. When I heard the Stinx, I was thinking it was linked to cannabis and it being smelly and all of that.
That's what some people would say. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But I've had it from a baby, man. And most people say because my attitude, they say I got a stinking attitude. But just had it from a kid. Pops, only Pops can tell you.
You have to have a word of him.
Yeah, one day, inshallah.
So moving from there, Bilal, 13, 14, he's selling kind of like weed. What age, before the age, at that stage of life, did Allah, let's say God at that time, did that come to your mind? Did anything about religion, anything about death come to your mind?
From primary school. Yeah, Sheikh. There was, because my Uncle Raymond, may Allah have mercy, died, didn't it? No, the first death I think I knew about from violence was Manny's mum. My brother, may Allah have mercy. I mean, I went mummy's funeral stuff. May Allah have mercy, man. May Allah give him strength.
That was your brother, yeah?
No, my brother in Islam. He's Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my brother Muhammad. Yeah, his mum passed away, and that was serious. I'm not going to get into it. It's personal. But that was the first violent encounter I knew about.
That was when you were in primary school?
I was still in primary school. Another violent one that was very close to me was Uncle Raymond. And I remember we went to that funeral. That impacted the family crazy.
Primary school as well?
Primary school as well. I remember that, man. I remember that. So, yeah, and I remember someone, when I was coming from primary school one time, someone come to me and he started talking to me about God and the Bible. He gave me a little zip-up Bible and woo. And I remember I read I wasn't the best reader. Was never a confident reader, but I read one or two things. Nothing interesting, but nothing, it didn't really tickle me. It's just that I was aware of God.
Okay.
My family, they grew up, I come from a Rasta and Christian background. That's how it is in Yardmore time, Jamaica. The school that I went, my initial primary school was a Church of England school. My secondary school was a Roman Catholic school. So I've always had that awareness when as far as God is concerned. My first awareness of Islam, it was in primary school as well.
Primary school?
Yeah.
With his brother Muhammad?
My auntie Kamara.
She became a Muslim already, yeah?
Long time. Love my auntie Kamara. Alhamdulillah. Mum's sister. And my cousin Riyadh. He was the first I knew of a Muslim name. Riyadh. Yeah, Big Mo. Shout out my cousin, Big Mo.
Still around?
Yeah, he don't live over here no more. MashaAllah. But shout him out. When you see this cousin, I love you anyway, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Big Mo, man. Sumo. So that was the first. And I remember I was used to that. Going to the house, having to make wudu. Yeah. Having the smell of incense.
Okay.
I was accustomed to that, but not even realizing it. When Rasulullah said, the best dawah you can give is through your actions. They was giving me dawah, spreading a message that I didn't even realize the message was being spread. But
it's deep, man.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Mum used to like to wear the attire. So you would see her probably in a bio or something like that, mashallah. But she was a Muslim. So, and then right next to my primary school, lived. Mustafa Ibn Salim.
Ibn Salim, okay.
Yes, my brother. Okay, so obviously we grew up like family. So then I'm seeing him and mummy, Sister Fatima, Rahimullah, may Allah have mercy. I mean, yeah, man. I love Sister Fatima, man. That's auntie, that's mummy right there. So all of these things, I didn't even realize. I'm talking to you now, Sheikh. It's kind of mad. I didn't realize how accustomed.
Amazing thing you reminded Sister Fatima. So if you knew her, she was that big lady, yeah. So I'd done a janaza for her in Eternal Gardens. No, Eternal Gardens of Peace.
So.
And, we had to carry it. And light. So I remember the hadith. I mentioned it at the janaza. I said, I remember the hadith of one of the companions who passed away. And the Sahaba said, look, his coffin is light. His coffin is light.
Yeah.
The Prophet told them the angels are also carrying it.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Yeah, but
Allahu
Ibn
Akbar.
Salim's got a picture of me in a house in Brixton. I'm like 18 by the nikah of his mum.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
So look at that shit.
You know, going back to, I think, discussing the old school
Old school guys, yeah.
before your generation,
No.
even before Bilal Wali's generation. South London, the Brotherhood, from Lewisham to Peckham to Brixton. There was any Muslim that you were to pass, that Muslim will make a point of you of stopping and giving you salam and assisting you. Which inshallah we'll later on discuss, inshallah, how we can bring that back, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, but Bilal, when did you come across like a bit more intensity in terms of Islam and Muslims?
It may have been, Little Princess was born in 2001. So yeah, I believe around that, from 2000, it started to get a bit deep, because my cousin, Ismail, Millie Mark, that's my cousin. That's my big brother, cousin, everything. I love him to the
Ismail
bone.
Militant you're talking about?
Yeah, I wanted to be like him, everything. Practically wanted to beat him. Yeah, come on, act. The luck in it, put 2 gold fronts in my teeth. Act. That's my big cousin, You understand? I love him to the bone, Aki. So, yeah, man.
That's Ilmil's older brother.
Okay.
And Spoon's older brother. Imran and Israfil's older brother.
Okay.
He's the one that gave a lot of
us.
us dawah. That's why you ain't send him. So he's practicing, mashallah. Picturing these
off
things.
the scene like that.
Not in it. You understand? This folk cares about his deen, mashallah. So when he took Shahada through the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that had a major impact on us.
How old was he then and how old were
I
you?
can't remember shit.
Roughly 16, 17?
No, I was older than that.
18, 19?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And how old was he at that time?
I'm not sure, shit. I don't know if I was even 18 or 19. But yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
I have to do the maths. But yeah, we was young though, man.
Okay.
I do know that much. And alhamdulillah, it's like, when he's given us that, I was hearing him because can hear him, because that's my Jannah. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So he's not going to come and be bearing fruits that don't taste nice. So even if I've taken this fruit and put it aside, I'm not ready to take a bite out of it yet, but alhamdulillah, put it aside. You with me?
Yeah.
And what happened, 2 Jehovah's Witnesses come to Nanny's in Baghdad. So
Tell them what Baghdad. Do you know what Baghdad is?
you don't know about Baghdad?
Where you live, or?
Yeah, that's Baghdad. You don't know about Baghdad?
Not really. We go into it, though.
We go into Baghdad. Yeah.
From what I know, Baghdad was in Iraq.
Yeah.
There's another
David
Baghdad
Brixton.
in South London.
Yeah. Yeah. Official. The Jakes now.
No.
But yeah, alhamdulillah. They've 2, what's it called? Jehovah's Witnesses, they've come. And they come to Chetnan. And we're talking. But they're talking to me. And I'm talking back to them. But I'm breaking them down, Aki. I'm not Muslim. And they turned around and said, are you Muslim? I said, no. I said, you sound like a Muslim. And I remember thinking to myself, I never said alhamdulillah, but I just, you just smile like, You understand where I'm coming from? And just kind of left it. Anyway, I've gone to Sijin, prison. And I remember I spoke to Abdul Aziz Shug. He said to me, no, I didn't speak to Abdul Aziz, I'm lying.
Was Abdul Aziz already a Muslim at that
Abdul
time?
Aziz was really a Muslim at the time, mashallah. I spoke to Imran Spoon, my cousin. That's my bestie. So me and Boone spoken. And he said, Shahada, don't I? I'm like, I was proper like a shayateen. I was a shayateen. That's his business, isn't it? Proper shaitan. I said, that's his business, I stuck for a lot. Yeah. And I remember I was trying to get bail from prison. So I had to go to some court thing. And I spoke to the people. I didn't understand nothing they say in court. I never understand court language, Jackie. Maybe it's too corporate for me at the time. Having said that, I remember being in the cell, magistrates in Camberwell. I think it's closed now. And I said, I made a dua without even realizing it. Yeah, and I made the dua and I said, I don't know if it's God, Allah, this. You say a bunch like Jah, I don't know who. Please take me out of this situation. Boom, bus case and I came out. Yeah? So,
Supreme being in it. It's Allah in essence, I think.
do you understand where I'm coming from? So, I got it and I come.
But was it like a pact or was it just get me out of prison?
Please get me out of prison. I don't know what I said in the dua, you know.
Was it like, if I get out, I'm gonna, I don't know,
I
give
may
a
have
gift
said,
or
I did
something?
say if I come home, I probably did, because you know you always say to yourself, I've got to give something to get something back in it. So it could have been like, I can't remember. I probably did make it oath. I not even realize
It
it.
seems to be a regular thing. Remember Coley last time he said the same thing. So when he was in the prison, he said, look, when I come out, if you let me come out, I'm gonna, and he said he come out.
Bust it.
And he bust and he come
Yeah,
out. So
alhamdulillah,
that seems to be a theme that a lot of people go through.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, man. No, big shout out to bro. Big salam to Cole, man. It's my brother as well. So yeah, alhamdulillah. So you already know that, man. And I've come home at this point, and the Ummah's growing, Jack. I mean, the Ummah is popping off. Because at this point now, I'm at home, and I love Abdulaziz Shooks. You don't know heard about him, but not a lot of brothers or not people know who Shooks is. That's a Muslim. That's my brother, alhamdulillah. And I definitely bear witness to the dawah that he was giving me. Beautiful, because he was still him, Sheikh, but he used to always go to pray. Now, listen to me. He had his fob hanged up in my bedroom. Mashallah. It was blue, mashallah. Yeah, and it had the little parts here. I think it was like, is it the Pakistani one? Yes, yeah. Come up half, boom up here. I remember like yesterday. And I used to do so much things in that room, but I even had respect for his fob. So if I saw something on his fob, my subconsciously, I just brush it off. Allah knows best. Yeah? And I remember I'm doing everything. I'm sending me out the window, but don't touch the man's things, don't. Allahu Akbar. So maybe that could have been why Allah gave me Iman. Who knows? Do you understand where I'm coming from? But I always used to see him going to pray. Yeah, he would just say 1 minute. And so he made me understand the significance of Salah.
And Abdulaziz, somebody you knew from before, from childhood, yeah?
Yeah, I've known him for many years. That's my brother.
So he had a big impact, as well as brother Ismail, militant, yeah?
Ismail, as well as my auntie, Kamara. Yeah.
Who else was there that was Muslim around from the brothers? I mean, was Omar there, Baka?
He wasn't Muslim yet.
Was Shabaya, Abdul Haq?
I don't know if he was Muslim yet.
Okay.
Abdulaziz, I think, was the first out of us. And Spoon, Israfil, Mil.
Okay.
So like my cousins and you understand where I'm coming from? So Abdulaziz was sort of like the family, might as well say.
Okay.
Then what happened? Because I kept on going Sijin. I've been in prison too many times. I don't even want to get into that. I never got to see a whole year on the road from 2000, probably. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole year on the road from 2000 up until 2016. Yeah, so I'm mad like that.
We might have jumped a few bits though. So I think school days, we went through school days, but we didn't really go through, like you said, Baghdad. The name
That's
of
the next
Baghdad.
part. Yeah, we
is that further 2000
yeah,
or is that
now,
before?
We're coming in there now. This is the part we're getting to now. So
before the Sijin then, or going to prison, for those who don't know what Sijin is, before going to prison, is that when the gang stuff started for you?
Before going to prison?
Yeah, before the prison. That's when you was involved in the gangs.
From a youth. Don't you know that I'm a patriot? I round up a gang quick from primary school. No. I've been doing gang with my toys, Aki. I just realised that, what? Yeah, I've been doing gang with my toys when I was in school. Remember, I must think my mum had just me. So this is why I'm probably half Majnoon. Yeah? Majnoon means crazy for those that don't know. Yeah? Because I will have my toys and I'll have my one toy. So I have all my turtles and this and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I stole all of them from Woolworths. Got smacked up for it from my mummy. Yeah. That's in primary school. I'm trying to tell you, this is my life, isn't it? So it's like all my toys, and I had one toy, and he was Ench, and his name was Jack Jones. I named him Jack Jones.
I was about to say who named him, but
I named him Jack Jones. He's always by himself, and that he would war everybody else. Yeah, so I realized from a youth, I've always been into
getting people together and stuff.
Yeah, and teams and
Okay.
movements, and do you understand where I'm coming from? So I think for me, it wasn't like I said, well, let's do gang. We've been doing gang. I'm not realizing it as youth
friends,
growing
innit?
up. Yeah, you understand where I'm coming from? Even, when we're fighting from the bouncy castles and watching Kung Fu's and going to do the same thing and knock down Ginger. You understand? I did knock down Ginger in my own house.
But that's the stages, though, innit? This is that's the angle I was coming from about before prison. Is like, what is the stages prior to prison? Do you get what I mean? So the knockdown judges, that was similar to kind of my lifestyle, where you start with little petty stuff, and then that little petty stuff starts to move to more, aggressive kind of stuff.
Back, I grew up in the estate. My estate back, that has always been my estate, Mitesfield Estate. The estate was bad at.
That's where you were born in the estate?
I don't know if I was born, but I knew I grew up there from a kid. Like I said, I was in between houses with mummy and that. But if you ask me what place I preferred, it's Nanny's, obviously, because it's popping. It was the estate. You had the court. Everyone was thing. Remember, I've seen pregnant women fight. Like one woman's pregnant, the other one. I saw my kid, and one woman gets smashed up. A woman's trying to tuck in her belly. She's whacking that up. That's what I know. Yeah, I see a man wet up a man. I see a man get bricked. I see a man getting knocked out and that from a youth. I've seen my pops and that mash works on a man. Yeah. Seen that whack that up on a private. Yeah. That's what I know. So don't think you can come home and talk about I got bullied. You get smacked up and go back out there and put in some work. Yeah, shit. So that's what we know. It's rough and tumble, isn't it? Like my BM and that says I'm not gentle enough, but I get it now. I'm there now.
So going in terms of, you've met some of the brothers, you met Abdulaziz, some of the others, they're Muslim. What are you thinking about Islam? You're respecting his prayer space or his thobe. And Ismail's giving you some da'wah. What are you thinking about Allah and Islam at that moment? You might be about, what we're saying, about 18, 19 now?
I'm not sure, shit. But yeah.
What's going through your mind at that time?
I'm in my teens, late. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, late. I'm past, I know, probably. But yeah, I'm past 16
okay.
by then. Most definitely.
So what's going through your mind now?
I think at the time, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not until it was Christmas. It was Christmas, I remember.
What year? 2000?
I think it was Christmas 2002,
Okay.
Christmas 2003. Christmas 2003. I remember like that. And it's around that period. The brothers are becoming stronger. But remember, I'm defiant. So I've never been the type that if you lot all going...
I'm going to follow.
Left, I'm going right.
Okay.
So I'm always going to be like that. But I can't lie to myself. The truth is the truth. I'll never lie to myself.
It's touching your heart now.
It's touching me, but I'm going like I can't feel it.
Okay.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? So it was, I remember this day, like yesterday, it was me, Gabes, Jibreel.
Peckham Jibreel.
Yeah, Peckham. Because I used to have it with some of the men from the NAM. So I think it was me, Gabes, Crime, Stoner, and probably Cliff. He's at Nanny's. So yeah, I've been messing with a couple of the men from the NAM. From how long? And Gabes is my brother, man.
Was he Muslim at that time?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
So this is why I said this is how he got his Shahada as well.
Okay.
From this whole meeting. Yeah. And I remember we was all down there, we're doing the music. I got my little computer, my mic, I'm giving it to them, and we're catching a vibe. And the brother Shahid come down.
Shahid as in?
Quinny.
Quinny,
yeah.
Inshallah.
From the bricks, my brother, And alhamdulillah, he come, I'm speaking to him. You see his adab, his mannerisms, his character, mashallah. May Allah continue to elevate him.
Ameen.
And he spoke so softly, Habib. But his presence felt like it was more than all of us. And it's like the music stopped.
SubhanAllah.
And everything he said was penetrating my heart. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Until I had to step out the room and I walked upstairs. And he started talking to me and calling me by my government name. You never called me by my government name. But I think it was appropriate at the time. Considering the kind of caliber of conversation we was having. And it was like, I remember saying to him, make sure you come back and check me, you know. Yeah? He said, I'm definitely going to come back. And he did come back. And when he came back this time...
How long after did he come back?
Same day.
Same day, okay.
Yes, he come back and checked me properly. And he came back, and I think he came back with Abdullah, Tiny, and Abdulaziz, Shugs. It felt like there was so much of them in comparison to us. And it could have been the same amount, you know, but it felt like it was more. And it reminded me of a particular verse in the Quran. If there is 1,000 of them and 100 of you, Surah 8, yeah, you still overcome them. Because Iman. Because faith in Allah. And I felt that being in the receiving end. You understand what I'm getting into?
What vibes did it come with, though? Was it kind of like... it just
so respectful, so polite.
And of course, you were friends as well, isn't it?
Yeah, my brothers, man.
Okay.
So, you know, my pals obviously wasn't brothers in Islam at that time, but I checked for them and they come to give us dawah. And mashallah, and I appreciate them for that. May Allah reward them and give them Jannah. Ameen. Shahid came back. And I remember, I'll never forget this. He's all walking out and I turned around and I said to Jibreel, Gabes, I said, I'm going to go out the road. I'm going to drop up these lot or whatever and I'm going to come back. Because Gabes was fully on the road. It's me and him was jogging together. We both in the trap together. Yeah. Aki went on this journey and I've got my something on me. It was late, Aki. I've never really liked to get in the car on my wet. I can't even lie. But this time I thought, So I've gone with Shahid. And he's given me dawah all the way from Brixton to Norwood and back. Alhamdulillah, I remember on the way back, we're coming to Brixton Road, I thought, I ain't seen one police officer. SubhanAllah.
When you're used to seeing it.
All the time.
Come on.
And then when I looked to the right, I saw a police officer. And what is he doing? Filling up his tank in the Esso petrol station. I said, SubhanAllah. I think I actually did say SubhanAllah. You know, like, yeah. And I'm just seeing these little things that are big things for me. The comfortability, I didn't feel jittery. I felt proper.
Calm.
It's like, I'm good. Got back to the yard now. This time, Gabes has stepped in. Stuff roll out. Obviously, I got the weed out, so all of us has built it. We all built these big spliffs, but no one lit a spliff. None of us. Yeah? And Shahid was just still giving us dawah. And I remember when he spoke about the malaika, the angels, and they're big, and one wing goes from the west to the east, and there's 75,000 of them, and they'll be dragging Jahannam. And I've got this vivid imagination, so I will start picturing things. Yeah, and I can feel, and I'm like, SubhanAllah. And it's still gonna want, even when you feed it with men and stones, it still wants more and more and more.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah? And I think I didn't want to be a part of that batch. Yeah? And I said to him, if I feel the same passion in my heart that I feel now, tomorrow, I'm going to take Shahada. I remember he left. I smoked. I was thinking about everything that he was saying. I went to sleep, fell asleep on Nanny's couch. Woke up in the morning. I phoned Gabes. He says, yeah. I said, yo. I said, what's happening? I said, you know what? Yeah. So what? So I'm going to take Shahada. He said, I'm going to do the same. Yeah? I said, this is it. It's long. Yeah?
He phoned you, yeah?
No, I phoned Gabes.
Okay.
Yeah? So I'm going to take Shahada. Check. Boy, this is the story that hasn't been told. I saw how the shayateen work. No word of Allah. The shayateen did everything not for me to take Shahada. Wallahi adi. I got up that day and I said to my BM, no, my BM was in yard. She was in Jamaica. And I turned around, we're talking about Samia. Yeah, I turned around and I said to her, she wasn't Samia at the time because she wasn't Muslim at the time. And then I said to her, I want to take Shahada. Yeah, but I'll not make my daughter become Muslim. I thought Allah's going to will for the plane to crash and she's going to die and go to Jahannam. No, wallahi, I thought like that because I thought, why are you even talking like that? I'm half a Muslim now, so I'm thinking you're half against the thing. You're one of them. Ya Allah, I love my daughter so much. I don't like this girl. Yeah. Please soften her heart to the deen. Yeah, I made dua for her.
Mm-hmm.
I did. No one. I was scared for her. You understand where I'm coming from? Because, you know, you can't just be saying things. The kalam, your tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
I phoned her cousin. My cousin said, I want to go and take my Shahada. You mind looking after Kai? That's my oldest. Khaira Sky, mashallah. She said, no problem. Now I want you to hear this and hear how this played out. Someone else come round and he said to me, so you're going to take, so what are you saying? You're going to take Shahada, yeah? You might as well have a shootout now. And I'm thinking,
with him, he's telling you
this
that.
is what someone's saying to me. I'm not going to, I'm not going to name him. But he goes, he said, that stupidness. And I'm looking at this man like, are you okay? You're talking stupidness because I want to go and take my Shahada. I could see it was him, but it didn't seem like it was him as well. It seemed like
he's being influenced.
The shayateen. Yeah. Do you understand? It was a bit weird. It was proper weird. Mm-hmm. And I saw a next man say to me, right, it's a good thing, which was Smooths, Abdulaziz's big bro. MashaAllah. And he's encouraged it. Then me and Gabe's has gone to link. I went to go and get a haircut because I said I need a Muslim haircut, innit? Mm-hmm. Because all I knew as a Muslim haircut was one level. Mm-hmm. To me, a Muslim haircut was bald and a beard. So I need my bald head, I need my beard.
That sounds like the Shaolin monks, bro.
Yeah, but that's what we need to be as the Muslims. Mm. Yeah? So, alhamdulillah, I went and balded off my head out. No. Yeah? And left my thing to do what it does. It doesn't grow. Yeah. So that's why you don't see me with Allah here. I grow, my thing grow like a Shaolin monk. It don't grow on the sides. Make that for me, inshallah. Sure. So, yeah. So with that being said, as you can see, that the beard thing's a big thing for me now. Because I want a beard so bad. So if you look at me in the thing, you say, right, he wants a beard. Wallahi, I want to like you. What? Sheikh, I love to have what you like. You don't even know, man.
Allah granted you.
I feel like a lion that ain't got his mane. That's why I think I'm extra aggressive with cheese. Yeah. So alhamdulillah. So it's like, so we've gone to the barbers and we've seen some more of the man them over there.
Brothers?
They were the brothers.
Okay.
Some of them was trying to talk us out from taking Shahada.
You and Jibreel together?
Me and Babes, yeah. Mm-hmm. And one or two that was there, so encouraging it. One was Stoner that encouraged us. And this hair I just played out, mashallah. Another was Bass that encouraged us. So there's a good thing. Then after that, bear in mind I've still got my machine on me.
Mm-hmm. Got to do a disclaimer here, right? Got to do a disclaimer.
Seems to go everywhere, bro.
Yeah, no, but listen, they know, like, what do you have my machine on me? The Jakes know, man. I've got my thing on me, like, this is what it is. That's my life. I don't know about these lot.
That's what it was.
Man, this is what the life is, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So, alhamdulillah, I must have been walking down Cold Harbour. And he said, come, let's go and check. I know a brother. Let's go and check the brother and then we go to the masjid. Yeah, he can walk with us. I thought, right, cool. So we walked down there. And I remember it like yesterday, I got my little iceberg cardigan and thing, my Versace jean suit, head to toe. You lot can't smell me. I've been doing this from a kid. Say, mashallah, Aki. Yeah, I think my thing will come from Cecil G or Harrods or something like that. This is every day. This is how we've grown. This is when man's young. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Air Ones and all that, exclusive. This is just a standard thing. Rolly bracelet, matching chain. This is like 1, 2, 3. This is how we live. So, do you understand where I'm coming from? And this is what's going to take Shahada. Do you understand? With my burner, everything. Yeah, they said I can bring my wife. Brother said like, it's permissible. So I bought it, innit? So I'm walking down the road now. And I just saw one car with Jakes. But I was wanting, but not major. So they're driving things. I thought, he just jumped out the car, started running after, man. This is the shayateen, live in the flesh. Aki were running. Subhanallah. Ak's got his thing. Yeah, as well. So we both rolling heavy. He's got his, I got mine, mashallah. Bro's gone, parked off his thing right in front of the Jake. I parked off my thing right in front of Jake as well. Allah blinded him. Carried on legging it. Yeah. He's gone bam down one road. I've gone bam up the other road, but I run on the dead end. Aki, enough's enough now. Big bully van. They've all got red faces. All of them look like devils, Aki. When they've nicked me, I've just gone in there and said, you know what? You lot only nicked me because I'm Muslim. I took the Shahada now already by myself. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So you lot ain't stopping me from taking mine.
No.
I still want to make it official, but I've already said now I am Muslim. So no matter where you're taking me,
Hamza, the Prophet's uncle, isn't it? Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib.
yeah.
When the Prophet was being, he hadn't become a Muslim yet, but he's coming from kind of like, hunting or something, and he's heard the Prophet is being abused.
Mm-hmm.
But the non-Muslims were abusing him, thinking that Hamza's still a non-Muslim.
No.
And he's come and just said, why are you abusing this man? He said, oh, because he's a Muslim. I'm on his deen. I'm a Muslim too. So similar to your situation.
Yeah. Do you understand? So look at the beauty of that, you know? And it's like, why? Look at the hikmah, look at the wisdom behind Allah's actions, and you're going to see this year. Watch this year.
But you hadn't taken Shahada yet, though. You just said I'm a Muslim.
No, not yet.
Okay.
So watch this now. Then the thing, the bus is taking me to Brixton. They've taken me to Brixton, and I was sitting outside Brixton prison, and they're saying, "Wow, there's no space. You have to take them to Wano, sit up to Wandsworth." So they've taken me to Wano. As soon as I walked on the wing, I saw an uncle. I haven't seen this uncle from then, 2004, January. The next time I saw the same uncle that gave me Shahada officially was Jamal and Muhammad. You know Muhammad Carpet, uncle?
Yeah.
And he, remember his wife, she passed away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I saw him at Ishanaza.
No.
You know? Rahim Allah. May Allah give her Jannah.
Ameen.
So it's deep, Aki. There's a lot of hikmah, a lot of wisdom in this. It's not, you understand? It's like, I've gone on, and as soon as I walked on, I see Habib, and he's making wudu. I'm almost making wudu. I said, are you Muslim? He said, yeah. I said, I'm going to take Shahada. He just smiled like, alhamdulillah. I even put down my bags yet, you know. I just walk on the wing with my one little bag. I'm going to take Shahada now. Yeah? Boom. I took Shahada, Aki, yeah? I was there for 2 to 3 days. Yeah, banged up with some like American. I was given a beer dawah, Aki, yeah? Then they moved me to Brixton. Then they moved you to Brixton. Moved me to Brixton, yeah, in a couple of days, yeah? Now, I've come to Brixton, and alhamdulillah, through the mercy of Allah, I've been given the whole of G-Wing dawah. I don't know what the wing's like now, but that was the wing back in the days, a bad boy wing. Might be meaty or funny now. You know, they always change wing, but that was the bad wing. Yeah? And I've given the whole wing dawah. More than half of the wing came to Jummah through the mercy of Allah.
Just remind me of something, in terms of you. Okay, you went to take your Shahada outside. On your way to take the Shahada, Allah has something else willed. And while we believe, of course, everything is qadr, but in Allah's qadr, there's wisdom. In Allah's decree, there's a wisdom. Allah wanted that brother, that uncle, to get the reward of Shahada. Allah wanted you then to take the Shahada there and go to Brixton, into that wing, and give da'wah there for those guys to take Shahada and join you in Jummah. So it's deep, yeah.
This is deep.
Yeah.
Now, Abdul Aziz them was in a big case, if you remember that period of time.
Abdul Aziz was inside at that time as well, no?
Remember Abdul Aziz, Abdul Aziz Schultz, it was in a big case. So I said to the brothers, look, we need to pray, we need to do a big Jummah. Yeah? So we went down the bottom of the landing, around 30 brothers, Aki, and we prayed. You know what's happening. You know what's coming next. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Belmarsh bus was on its way for me. Yeah, of course, Ak. That's a big thing. I saw Shaheed. I saw I saw my brother, in court, and he gave me his scarf. He had the black and white. You know the scarf, the Taliban one. So I walked into Brixton prison with that wrapped round my head. Yeah. That's how I come on the wing.
Sometimes they wasn't even big like that. This is the maddest.
Okay, that's how I come on the wing check. I was wearing my they weren't allowed to touch my things. Yeah, that's how I came in. Yeah. I didn't know, bear in mind as well, I didn't know how to pray. All I knew how to do was give dawah. So I was having a lot of talks. Like when I go to court back and forth, I used to enjoy going back and court because some people, at them times people can come in, will be in your cell, in your court cell. That's like it wasn't night now where you can only be in your court so alone. You can share the cell with whoever. And I met an Orthodox Christian, and he's going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like 30 years deep. I was like a week deep, and you couldn't smell me. Broke him down, subhanAllah. He was shocked. Yeah, a Jew. I had a given dawah to in there, and I think a normal Christian. And yeah, Aki, man, my iman, my faith is just billing. I remember giving me Sharon, Rahimullah.
Sharon passed away.
Yeah, drums, Mustafa, it's my brother, Aki. I gave him dawah, Aki. Between us.
That was in Belmarsh or in Brixton?
In Brixton.
In Brixton, yeah.
Him and my brother Musa, that Jigs. Yeah, and me and Jigs, we wasn't, yeah, man. So we was very fun, like, and me and him linked, that's my, what? Check, that step out from that's my brother, Musadak. So you got, boom, and I've gone to court and come back. And Mustafa, Sharon, he's smiling, he's saying, I got some good news for you now. So I took Shahada. Yeah.
Did you know him from before?
None from school. Same secondary
Mustafa,
school.
I'm talking about.
Mustafa, that's my brother.
Okay.
None from school. Sharon Blair, that's my brother. I seen him knock out a man in school. It's the same man 3 times. Gave him 3 chances to get up. He's been a fighter. They can't smell him. You know what I said, Aki? Gave him 3 chances. He knocked him out once. Said, get up. Are you ready? He said, yes. Bam. Dropped him to the floor again. He said, are you ready? He said, bam. Went to drop him. I was walked off. He was special. That's my brother, Aki. May Allah give him Jannah, Aki. Ameen. You understand? So it's like we've all gone now. Jummah. Everyone's excited to go Jummah. Act like we're on the vibes, Aki, the zeal, the hunger's there. I'm all going. And our brother took Shahada. I used to call him Double M because he's in there for double murder. But the Madhouse, Rahimullah, may Allah have mercy, he's dead as well. A lot of my friends are dead, Aki. May Allah give him Jannah. Ameen.
When you're giving da'wah, and bearing in mind you wasn't a Muslim for a long time, so was it that, I forgot the brother's name that you said was giving you da'wah before you came to prison when you was going from Norwood or wherever? Was it that you was regurgitating what he was telling you that you memorized, or was you reading at the same time?
Everything that I've learned, everything that I've heard, anything that I've read, I don't know how Allah just gave it. Like, Allah's the greatest, Hakim, man. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah's sufficient enough and the best disposal of affairs. None of the da'wah was from me. I was just a tool. I couldn't tell you what I said. Yeah, but my da'wah game was at an all-time high, Hakim. And I just, alhamdulillah, I could just...
Remember the time of the Prophet ﷺ, like the ahkam, rules and regulations came later on. The basics that they knew in Mecca of La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah. They were just accepting that and giving it. And I think the biggest thing in the da'wah was the ikhlas that the brothers had, sincerity. Whatever they knew might have been little or something, but you know what? Sincerely passing it on to others.
Simple things.
Yeah, simple things, Akhi.
And this is the thing, like, it's to add to what the Shaykh says. I think, is it in the Quran or is it Hadith? It said, a believer must speak the haqq, the truth, even if it be against their own selves.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, subhanAllah, I remember I've gone thing, you know. Jummah.
This is in Belmarsh now, yeah?
No, Brixton still.
This is still in Brixton, okay.
It's like, I'm Jummah in Brixton. And okay, it's like, the brother Double M, Madas, Rahimullah, he's walked in there, he must have robbed some brother before he took Shahada. So before him himself, house was Muslim, he's robbed the brother before he took Shahada. And I was quite disappointed in the brothers. Yeah, they were Asian brothers, so they should have known better. He's come to the deen now. He's come back respectfully, politely. He would have given back the phone, inshallah. It was different vibes. You had a different order in there. Okay, they tried to move to him. They did move to him. He defended himself. We've gotten to stop it. It's gone off crazy. Who goes to the block? They pick me up, you know, off the floor. Okay, there's like, there's 3 one side, 3 another side. They had my arms, my legs, man.
And they lifted you to the block.
Yeah. Lifted me to the block. That's how they do the thing. Okay, I'm just saying, you like, listen, I know what to say to them. So anyway, they said to me, I'm not coming back on the wing.
You're not coming back on the wing?
Yeah, we know you're on. Oh, this, that. And they shipped me to Belmarsh. But through the rahmah, the mercy of Allah, because that's what it was. I did come back to the wing, but then they snaked me. The jigs. They made me think everything was Christian. They made a decision. And then, they snaked me. They did the thing again and said, I'm going to speak to you outside. Because they know that jig wasn't going to let it happen. Yeah, they just so. But anyway, I've gone to the marsh. But the marsh is the place that I met some serious brothers that I can't name. But may Allah give them Jannah. I mean,
How long were you in there for?
probably like a month or so. This all happened in a matter of like 3 months or 4 months.
Okay.
Short, but a lot. It was a lot was happening. Like, yeah. And I've gone there and I've seen the brother and I've said to the brother, I need to learn to pray. No. I said, I'm a Muslim. And he said, yeah. I said, Assalamu alaikum. And he said, Salam. This big smile. Yeah. Remember, there was a brother in there that was in there for 10 years on remand.
What?
When the brother called the Adhan, goose pimples. This brother's from the field. You already know what time it is. This thing's separate. 10 years on remand, Aki. Every time you saw him, you say, how are you, Habibi? Alhamdulillah. His smile was different now. I can see why they would never want to let him out. He was too calm.
Just going back to that point of Qadr. Allah Ta'ala wanted him there for you to come and learn Salah from him.
And look at this.
But remember, when you pray, he still gets the reward for it.
So watch now. The Sheikh said to me, he said, Bilal. What's your name? I said, Bilal. He said, he picked up the comb.
Sorry, you chose that name for yourself at that time, Bilal?
No, they gave me the name in Brixton.
Who gave you the name?
I'm not Muslim.
A non-Muslim?
I'm not Muslim.
What?
Mad, isn't it? Yeah.
So you must know about Islam then?
He knew about Islam. Big shout out to Soldier Mark. Soldier Mark is my pops' people, but yeah. He tried to do something funny first because I like my kettles, and I had a little bust down aqua at the time, not the normal aqua. My thing was the big face, and it looked like a Cartier one. The thing was mad still at the time from I was young. But I've got it on in there. And I'm just like leaning on the railings. You can see my thing on the light, got my Taliban scarf. And you know how it goes, like, asked me where I'm from. What do you mean? Tom Tasaki stuck for a lot, but yeah, whatever. And then it's gone off back. You understand? Me and him got close. Like, I started checking for him. Yeah, you know how it goes. More people that you
fight with,
you can, I liked him. You can't even lie. I did a big shout out to Soldier Man.
He gave you the name Bilal.
Yeah, and he said, you know the name, see you? Yeah, you're stubborn in your thing. You remind me of someone that I read about, Bilal. Yeah, and it stuck. Yeah, so I like that. Found out the name of Bilal. So I've come and I've got, and anyway, the sheikh said to me, Bilal, look at this comb. Now the comb had big teeth and it had small teeth. You know the comb that goes from big to small? Yeah. And he said, look at this comb. He held it in the center. He said, this is Muslim. And it all runs on one level. No matter how big or small, all one level. So he made me understand all one level. None of us are better than each other. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
And that's my brother. And he taught me he taught me Shahada. He taught me Salah. I learned Al-Fatiha in 5 days.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
And the rest of the Salah, how long did it take you?
I think the whole week.
Just 1 week, yeah?
Well, not the whole Salah, but the foundation of the Salah. Enough for me to come out and say, let's pray. I needed to know my ones and twos. I don't know what I was saying when I was in Tashahhud at the time, but I knew Al-Fatiha, and that was key. I felt like someone.
The fundamentals.
I felt like I was in the game. Yeah, I can pray now, you know. Like, it's different. Like, I'm feeling like a whole Muslim. Allahu Akbar. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So it's like.
And Walid, where'd you get the name Walid from then?
We're going to get
to that, okay.
Yeah. Isn't it?
I shouldn't ask some questions, I think. I'm getting myself into trouble.
Good check. So this is the reality of it. So come home. Jubrail, Gabe's is Muslim now. So Gabriel's name's turned to Jubrail. My brother, you know, that we went to go and take Shahada together.
On that day, yeah.
Allahu Akbar. You with me? So then what's happened now? He's he picked me up. I swear, did he pick me up? He picked me up. He had on his phobe.
He had his thobe on,
He
yeah?
had his thobe on, the white thing. The sun was beating. Look, a Stone Island jacket with the red imam. He looked, Aki, mashallah. He was dripping, spilling all over them. I said, I've looked at him. I need that right now. Took me shopping, Aki. That was the shopping. That was the best shopping that I've had. Aki.
Go and get a khamis.
What? My first official kameez, Aki. Like, I'm a whole Muslim now. Like, he's come through praying Quran and it's different. And the drips, we're still the same, but we're Muslim now. So rather than the music blurring and that, you still got the arm over the steering wheel, one hand, and Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Rolling up like Allahu Akbar. What's going on? MashaAllah, MashaAllah. You know the way that, it's a different drip. Sun's beating, I'm home. Aki took me shopping. I went and got a new, got a white faux black bottoms, pair of Air Ones. You know, we love the white and white Air Forces. Boom, black and white imama. Now we've come back round, two of us, serious. Come on the block. It's not Baghdad yet, you know, still the fields, but stepped up, walked up the slope. It's in the man then. What's going on? But you know what? Alhamdulillah. See, a Muslim and that now, you know already, man. I started giving them down, and that was it instantly. I mean, instantly, Aki. Shahadas. Brothers are taking Shahada. Shahadas. I'm seeing man at the masajid. I'm seeing man go to the masjid. I'm seeing man come back. Aki, the place is turned to Baghdad. Allahu Akbar. This is for the rahmah, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing to do with me. This is for Allah. Do you get it? So anyway, with that being said and done, I've gone back to Sijanak.
How long were you outside for before you went to Sijin?
Probably 3 months.
3 months, yeah?
3 months. I've gone back to Sijin for attempted murder and 3 WAPs. Yeah, nothing to do with me. I bust everything for the benefit of the tape. It was nothing to do with me. Alhamdulillah.
How long were you inside for this time?
I was inside until 05 now.
Okay.
So I was in there for a bit of a while, probably coming up to a year.
A year, yeah.
Something like that. I was in Ramadan. That was my first Ramadan as well as a Muslim. So I never ever got to the Ramadan on the road. I never ever experienced Ramadan outside until 2015.
That long, yeah?
That long. Yeah, it's subhanAllah, that. This is too much sijin, if you know what I mean. It's that. I do remember though. So in there, I backed up in Hass. That's my brother from the west side. Yeah. Yeah, man. Allah give him Jannah. And his mum especially. Ameen. That's bro. Me and Hass was together, man. That's my brother still.
So you went back in for the double attempted murder and 3 WAPs, but you bust that after a year.
Yeah, so coming up. So what's happened, I was really ill.
Inside?
Yeah. At the end, like this, on my trial, I was really ill. I mean, so ill, I couldn't even eat. But I remember reading that if you cannot pray standing up, you make salah sitting down. If you can't pray sitting down, you pray lying down. If you can't pray using your hands, when you're lying, you use your eyes. So I knew there was no excuse to miss salah. Yeah? So, alhamdulillah, as ill as I was thinking purification of the soul. I remember I had the kitab, the book, Purification of the Soul. I thought to myself, alhamdulillah. And I was in the bunk, top bunk. I think it was me and Bass that was banged up as well. It's my brother still, mashallah.
Bass from Peckham, you talking about?
Yeah. Bilal. Yeah, mashallah. Yeah. I've learned at this point now, I learned Ikhlas, Falak, and Nas. For those that don't know, these are the last 3 surahs, the last 3 chapters of the Quran. The Quran is compiled of 114 chapters. And that's the last of the 30th part of the Quran. So yeah, I've learned those 3. Ikhlas, Falak, and Nas. I remember I went to court in my phone. SubhanAllah. I've sat down in there and I couldn't understand none of the language that he was talking. This is like the first kind of hearing, discussions, this, that, woo. seeing what angle they're going to go with it and this, that. And all I'm reciting, because at this time, I didn't even realize the dua that I'm making every day is istikhara. But I didn't know it was istikhara. So I think it was mummy or someone, and whoever bought me this kitab, this book, may Allah will for them to take Shahada. I mean, if they are not Muslim. And if they are Muslim, may Allah give them Jannah. I mean, because it was basics, but I remember I used to read this all the time, like, if this is good for me, then please, and if it's bad for me, do you understand? And I've gone, and I'm in the court, and all I'm reciting is Ikhlas, Falak, and Nas. Back to back, just reciting. I can't even hear what he's saying, and Al-Fatiha. All four of them, that's what I'm reciting, back to back. So, then, they've turned around, and I just heard her say, we're going to go for dismissal. She's taken me back, I've gone to the cell, Salah, straight away. I made 2 nawafil, 2 optional prayers. Big dua. You know, when Rasulullah made dua, I think it was the Battle of Badr. They say he lifted his hand so high. You could see that his arm. Yeah? So I said, Subhanallah. I was making my dua. There was a sister that I was supposed to marry. She came with mum. She had my house, everything. You know? Yeah, the sister's name was Amira. You know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen her. I mean, Mummy really took to her. Hijabi, everything. Like, she never used like, this is the kind of things I was doing. Like, I locked off the girls, talking to the sister I was supposed to marry. Between me and you, I'm awakening her up for Fajr. And vice versa. That's how our relationship was. So it was based upon deen. I'm coming home to do things in accordance with Quran and Sunnah. That's what my niyat, my intentions was. It wasn't to do the mad thing on the road. That's not what my intentions was. I've come out of the holding cells, gone back into court, and then said, you know, dismissal. Mum's like, yeah, Mummy knows the thing. Mummy probably smiles when she sees this, like, yep. I have yaqeen, certainty in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. And whosoever fears Allah, Allah will make a way out for him from every single difficulty and provide him from sources he could never imagine. And whosoever puts his trust in Allah, verily Allah will accomplish his purpose. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set a measure upon all things. Home time, Habibi. That's how you get everything in life for those that don't know. Tawakkul, trust, yaqeen, certainty. That's my thing. Facts. So I was taught that by my brother Hamza. By my brother Hamza, may Allah give him Jannah. My brother, Ameen. You understand? He made me know a drip and told me some things. So from that, he's another person, mashallah, that had a big impact.
So you came out. Side point, you mentioned your mum. I think you've mentioned to me in the past, mum took Shahada, correct?
No, she hasn't yet.
Oh, she hasn't?
She fasts every Ramadan.
Okay.
And she doesn't have options. She fasts more than me.
Well, may Allah guide her to Islam.
I mean.
So you've come out now. Now you're back. Okay, back with family, back with friends, Muslim friends. What's the situation on road? What is your interaction with what's happening on the streets? What's the Muslim situation on roads now?
Baghdad's in the building. It's that time now, isn't it? It's different now. The brothers, and this is when you are hearing Aki to Aki with me and Divi. You know, may Allah relieve him of his situation. I mean, this is when everything's different. We've got our ummah, we're close. You come around the estate and you see man praying outside and the landing and things like that, mashallah. You see a bunch of brothers going to the masajid. We're giving dawah to everybody that we know.
Two things, Akhi, might come later on. So what went wrong? You don't have to address it now. Yeah, things obviously went wrong. Secondly, do you think, Islam is a deen of justice, it's a deen of goodness. Do you think there were elements of oppression, wrongdoing towards others? Yeah. at that stage? Maybe start with the second one really first, you know?
There's gonna be elements of oppression, check. We're fairly new to the deen. But Islam wasn't just spread via the tongue. It was also spread by the sword. But no one wants to talk about it, but it's the reality. Yeah? And as bad as it was, if the aggression wasn't there at the time as well, man would have been they would have been mocking us as they've been mocking the Muslims for years. So there was elements of oppression. Some of the things that I did then, I wouldn't do.
Not you specifically, but generally.
But
there was,
I can say that. Some of the things that I did then, I wouldn't do now. That's not my stance now.
Because some brothers, they mentioned, they say, look, that resulted in? It resulted in non-Muslims becoming victims and then being anti-Muslim because of that. Because generally speaking, in the black community, especially Afro-Caribbean community haven't been, anti-Islam, or they weren't anti-Islam. Because remember, you had Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. You had people that they could relate to and say, you know what, Islam is cool, even though I ain't a Muslim. It wasn't an anti-thing, anti-Muslim. But then that period, 2005, 6, 7, 8, you know what?
I was in Sijin from 05.
Yeah, I'm general, I'm not you specific, but on road it became this thing, you know what? These Muslim brothers, they're just against kafirs, and you know what? It's kind of like oppression, it's wrong. Was there any truth to that?
To be fair, some of the brothers, had good intentions. To be fair, there was brothers that was taking drugs off the streets. They was taking drugs from the non-believers and disposing of it. They don't speak about that. That's what making a policeman's job easier, to be fair. Yeah. There was some of us, other brothers, doing other stuff. Yeah.
Some say it started off like this, and then you know what?
It went a bit left.
And then the brothers said,
well, get involved.
Why are we disposing of these drugs?
Yeah,
let's make money from it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Is there truth in that?
Because brothers, we're human beings. Look how new I was to Islam. I was probably like a year old when Baghdad's kicked in now. Remember, I took Shahada 05, January, come home. I'm not sure, 04 January, come home, 05 January. I haven't even really been a Muslim on the streets.
True.
To that. You understand where I'm coming from? And all these other things that you learn along the way, and you're trying to do things a certain way, and you understand where I'm coming from? There's going to be elements of oppression, elements of this, elements of that, okay? But I believe that there was sincerity behind us as well, inshallah. That's why I believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala probably took us off the road so we can learn better, inshallah.
Inshallah. But, just on that point, look, the Muslims went into Spain, known as Andalusia. But it was justice. People are being oppressed. They went there to relieve that oppression from Christian to Christian and establish justice, from Islam. So do you think that, going back to the first point, that what went wrong, was that a reason? So number one, the oppression that might have been little mistakes. Number two, sometimes, taking the drugs and now, okay, Muslims are selling it. Is that what destroyed what brothers had or what we had initially?
I think it's the ulterior motives that brothers had. I feel like some brothers were sincere, and I feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took a lot of the sincere ones. Not to say that those that was in the road wasn't sincere. No, nonsense. But a lot of the brothers that were sincere and that was prominent at that time in that field, we got taken off the road. And I feel...
taken off road?
Yeah, taken off road.
Okay.
To prison. I feel it was a mercy from Allah. That I don't doubt at all. I just think that we was young, man. And there's this new thing. We got this hunger. Muslims who want to gain the pleasure of Allah, any means. And that's just kind of what it is. But
okay, one thing I've realized from you, Akhi, some of your close friends, Abdulaziz, Omar, Baika, Shabaya, Akhi, there was always a concept of wala. And even though these, you're kind of like, I come to my main point, black youngsters from the hood, from London, but you never had this sense of, we're different from other Muslims. We're Muslims. Our loyalty is for Muslims. And the point I want to make now is, or ask you, did you think from other Muslims, let's say it's from Asian community, Arab community, whoever, in London that are there, you didn't get the support you needed, or masajid, or mosques, or imams. Did you, as young brothers coming to the deen, get the support that you needed?
You cared about us. That's why you're my brother. Fact, may Allah give you Jannah. I mean, you cared about us, man.
I'm generalizing.
But the other brothers cared about us in the bricks. I can't lie. I've got some beautiful stories from when I was sitting down in Brixton Masjid one day, and I was just sitting in there by myself, and the Imam there saw that I was a bit down, and he gave me the little compilation of Bukhari. I've had some beautiful. I haven't got nothing bad to say about the Islamic community. Everyone's got their ways. Brixton Road Masajid, love the brothers there, the Sierra Leone Masjid. That's my brothers. So I just feel that I'm not going to point no finger at no one. I think it's just us, young, growing, and trying to find our way, Aki, and the trial of error of it. Obviously, we was a bit vicious with it. That's what we knew. Mm-hmm. Remember, I once saw Khalid Yassin. Allah give him Jannah. I mean, he spoke on the Malik al-Shabazz bayan, the talk. So he's talking about Malcolm X. It's a talk. And he's saying that there's some brothers that are on the edge and you not got to get to the center. Mm. Yeah? There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not got to get to the center so you can find your way. Because sometimes things need to be spoken and addressed. Yeah. Because none of us, Muslim, non-Muslim, have been put on this earth to be bullied by no one. And as much as you could talk about was there oppression being given, bro, we've been under the scrutiny of the hand of oppression for how many years? And up to now. The other day, it wasn't cool to wear the beard. Now everyone's wearing the beard.
100%.
The other day, you lot was cussing our sisters about looking like letterboxes and that stuff for Allah. Now you lot are begging to cover your faces.
The face mask.
There's so much points I could put, even down to the attire and the dress.
True.
So it's when I just feel that there's a lot of things happening amongst the masses. For me to kind of subtract that, I don't think it's fair. It's an in-depth topic to kind of speak on. Mm-hmm. And it's too deep.
It's deep. No,
you understand? Yeah. But I feel that we could have always done better. If that's what you're asking me.
Intrinsically, you have to remember as well, Imam. Sometimes, look, how I kind of look at that time is, it's like at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, what did you have? You had the man who came in to the mosque and he peed in the corner. Made a mistake, right? What did the companions do straight away? They all wanted to beat him up. But what did we have there? We had a role model that knew how to do it, right? I think what was missing, especially in your side, and even when it came down to our side, like ghetto and all these kind of sides, and more people became Muslim, you never really had an authoritative leader that was really practicing, that the youngsters respected.
I disagree.
Who did you have?
Right here.
No,
but that's it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
No, but that's it. You can't say that to me. You're saying to me, this is man's role model. Bro.
No.
And my cousin Ismail, that's man's role model. I'm not here to blame or point any fingers. The Sheikh was always trying to be encouraging. On my life sentence, I never seen many people. I saw the Sheikh. I used to speak to him. I used to phone his phone. Yeah, you even phoned mine since I had a phone. Alhamdulillah. The whole band.
Get him into trouble, man. You get into trouble.
Talking about Sheikh, you can't get into trouble for that. You didn't even know I was allowed to have a phone. You probably thought I was allowed.
Well, my angle with my angle with that is, even though, and even Imam, even in our area, he used to chase us down and we would run away out of respect. But the thing is, there wasn't that level of respect in essence of, let's stop what we're doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There's a difference. There's a difference with if someone came to me that was, say, a gang member, but was practicing and was leaving the roles or something like that, and he told me, look, yo, you can't do that. There's a level of fear and respect from him that I'm not going to maybe do certain things. But with Imam, is like, Imam is our leader, of course, but we wasn't going to stop. Say if he told us, stop selling drugs, no one's going to stop selling drugs.
But the difference is we wasn't selling drugs. I had my gun. And everybody else too. That's what we're stepping with. If we're here to violate man and the believers, you know what time it is.
I should have come to ghetto with Bilal. Yeah? That's what I should have done.
What it is. we had a different setup. We respected what the Sheikh said. Yeah, we'd cut for Nasiha, but the Sheikh he's also trying to deal with something that's different that he hasn't seen before. So how does he not push us away and still keep us close?
It's a balance.
There you go. So he himself has to use hikmah, wisdom to even get us as far as here. My brother, I got married here, bro, in 2005. Facts? Downstairs, bro. Look, girls would be like, Aki, I'm a bachelor, like I'm supposed to be like, never, ever, ever getting married. That's VCBD. Yeah? So when he's seeing these little things, how can you not be warm into it and say, all right, he's trying there, why are we going to condemn him there? They're going to try to have sabr, if anything, rather than just write man off. Because Sheikh never had to chase us. He's probably chasing you lot because you lot grew up in the community with him. We're chasing him. So then, on one hand, where does that put him? He knows the people in his community. He has to chase them, but he's got brothers coming all the way quay from Brixton up here to come and sit down and speak to him about issues and how we can do things better. We're not coming up here, Sheikh, we're coming up for nasiha. We're coming to him for advice. How can I do things better, Sheikh? How can I do this? How can I do that? What's he supposed to say? Put down this, put down that. Blah, blah. Why are we going to want to come back to see him? Rather, he's going to sit down and try to have sabr. How the Rasul had sabr. How the same way the Bedouin that urinated in the masajid, they was going to beat him. Rasul stopped him. That was the shirk. He was having sabr and patience with us as a form of nurturing. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
No, I get it.
Which led now to this interview here. This exclusivity no one's got. Sheikh's not from me. Because this is where I feel comfortable. It's my big brother. Do you understand? This is our role model. Like. So when you lot are saying about man had our role model, this is my brother. Like. Do you understand? That's my role model. Like. Along my cousins, Sister Fatima, my auntie, this, that, because I can speak to these lot. You understand? You lot are forgetting that you're dealing with people that are coming from the ghetto, the mud. My household was about this life. What can man tell me about on the road? My household was about this life. I don't need to watch TV to know what time it is. Let's go and speak to one of the family members. That's it. When I'm growing up, my pops is in the yard and in jail, and my uncle's in Rikers Island. The only thing I know about that place is the song. I know him gone to Rikers Island. From a youth, my uncle's in Rikers Island. You know about that? My uncle going to Louisiana, one of the most dangerous jails in America, having to sleep with a razor blade in his mouth. So this is our thing. How do you deal with that? We are like the Bedouins. I like that shit?
It's deep.
We're like the Bedouins. We're rough and we're tumble. We're coming from that and we need to find a balance.
That's the angle I'm trying to push forward. Is that that's what's kind of... I get what you're saying, you lot had that, but the way it went south like that, we didn't have it how like the Prophet had. That's my kind of angle. You know what I'm trying to say to you, Akhi? Of course, there's a high level of respect for Imam, but I don't think we had that level of where the Prophet ﷺ said, look to the companions, stop it. And the companions had that level of awe and respect for him that they said, you know what, cool, we're going to stop it. Still, things were still happening in Brixton, and it went to where it went to because Imam is where he is. He can't be everywhere at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But within your area, at least, if there was some form of role model to say, look, boys, shut that down, shut this down, stop that. This is the best way to do it.
You wouldn't have done it.
This is my point.
No, but you couldn't. There was no one that could make us do that. Man, I'm Muslim and I'm busting my gun every day. Are you okay? Pardon? I used to sleep with my gun in my hand. What are you talking about? One in the head. You're not all right. You can tell me to stop doing anything. Are you going to stand in front of the bullets if they come to me? That's not even that. You can't even give a man that. That's like me trying to tell you put the weapon down. I'm never going to tell you to lay down your weapon, but I'm going to tell you the birds, the deaths, the this, the that. That's called hikmah, wisdom, correct? You make your decision from there. No role model, no one can. You can't force a man to do something. Like when they was talking about we force a man to take Shahada. How can you force a man to take Shahada? That's nonsense. Let's get that record straight. Nonsense, Aki.
MashaAllah.
Nah, come on, Aki, man. That one hurt me for years. I had you that was forcing man to take Shahada. What kind of nonsense is that? Yeah? Man did some infiltration thing and did something and mashed up the Islamic community.
Do you feel that? I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah. There was some little shayateens that they wanted to get rid of some of the brothers and that. So they, yeah, man. They
It's an
gave
important point to
somebody.
reflect on, because, the Da'wah, South London was strong.
Why isn't that someone infiltrated to kind of...
Yeah, munafiqeen,
Yeah,
akhi,
man.
munafiqeen, man.
Yeah, man. They
Play this brother against another brother.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so on.
They put a brother. They put. Well, inshallah, he's a brother, but they put someone down, like. And the person that they put down, they blamed it on the brothers, like. My name was all getting mentioned in court. I had to go and speak to the brother's family, and the brother's family is one of my brothers too. How about that? So what then?
Going back a bit now, PDC, SMS.
OC.
When did you get involved with them, or what was your involvement with them? And how did you get into the? Were you into the music scene before that, or started with the brothers basically?
Basically, I was always into the music scene. My cousins, innit? I grew up and my cousins, Ill Mills and Tunes. Yeah, it's my auntie's house. We lived there and everything. So that's standard, whatever they're on, man. Yeah.
Are they? I mean, they're more kind of like Streatham based, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And PDC is more kind of like Brixton based.
And Judge of Souls and that. Yes, man.
Yeah.
That's just right close to.
So how did you linked up with them and these?
It's not even really link. We grow with these, like, man.
Okay.
That's bro. Like, at the time that was man's bros, bro. Like, we grew kind of grow together. So I've come home, Souls is popping with PDC and everything. DV's Guan and DV, my bro. And the best to ever do it. Like, they can't smell it. And it's like Millie, Boone, SMS, Muslim Bilal, they Guan and I can come home and I can rap. And I'm out there as well. So when it come time to kind of like, I spoke my stuff, man, and they took to it.
We were discussing something before about like a story, but what was it? You wanted to mention something?
With the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an angle for the Muslims to, if there's a way to change the narrative, obviously I see when I was doing my research with RA and you're doing like the storytelling of the rap, like a storyline of what's happening.
It's ours, thing.
Nah.
Yeah,
and how we could utilize that, but in a more, in a box frame of Islam, and just tell a story that leads to a positive end or something beneficial for the youth. You know what I'm trying to say? So similar to what you showed us behind the scene with one of your tunes, something like that, like an angle to try to push, because there's a lot of Muslims in the music scene. So we don't want to necessarily be like every other person who's not Muslim, and you can't really differentiate whether this guy's Muslim or not Muslim. We're all saying the same stuff.
Yeah, but you can't. Okay, I was saying, see this Islam, it's delicate.
Of course.
In the world. Not just in the UK. And I got 4 years and they made me do 11. And a lot of that's to do with the deen. Just because I want to be Muslim. And I'm trying to practice, I'm trying to better my ways. And it's like, they would never want me to come out here as a strong Muslim for whatever reason that they think that I may be on. Just apart from being a Muslim. If Rasulullah was here in this day and age, they'd probably try to arrest him in this day and age. Because they're wicked. Do I feel comfortable just to be able to tell anything to do with the deen? No, I don't. Because I've always been on the receiving end. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You have to remember, I got 99 years, So my thing's different. Got no time for the Mickey Mouse. This is the best way I can do it. Hence the fact why I wanted this to be my first interview, because other than this and what I played you on my album, when I'm just speaking generally about myself and that, but telling a story, look, I've told you this story, and I can't even mention some people's names because of their charges. Whether that's nonsense.
Like he was more like, like I think he thought of a hadith where the person who killed 99.
Yeah.
And then went to a monk, and the monk said, look, you got no repentance. They killed him.
Yes.
Then he went to a scholar, and the scholar said, look, you know what? Yes, you can repent. Something which gives hope to people that, you know what? You can make tawbah because, look, what, the brother was mentioning, Abdul Latif, you're an artist. You got talent. You got the lyrics. So to use that positivity.
Yeah, definitely.
Like what you're doing, basically.
Yeah. On me, my album, though, I'm telling the story. My album is a whole story. And that's why you will hear a lot of deen, a lot of this, a lot of that. But it'll give you a proper, wider understanding of me where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to do, what I'm about. And you will see Islam is a major part of me. But that story I'm telling of my own, but to try to make it, I'll be fair with you, like, I wouldn't do nasheeds if I wasn't rapping.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't, I know what I'm saying, okay? I'm of the opinion that the grey area is a bit grey for me. For me.
I think that's what he was trying to say.
I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got brothers that's in the field and they're very good.
You're Muslim, but
Yeah, it's my brother. But I'm saying for me, I think it would draw other things out. Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's not, Aki, what he's done is not easy.
100%.
You have to have a certain level of discipline.
True.
Because he's attractive, mashallah. It's my brother, you know. We're very attractive. It's like, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
You know, Allahumma anta hasanta kalikifa hasin kulikin. I mean, it means, Ya Allah, you have blessed me with beauty, so beautiful my character too, please. I mean, yes. So it's like, then, like, his sisters are hungry. You can smile, man. You know they're hungry, right?
Yeah.
There's too much sisters to one man.
You can't be smiling too much, man. His wife might watch you. That's why he's scared. He's scared.
Blew him up. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, they want to get married. Actually, and we're living in Jahil times as well. So big shout out to bro for his discipline, and that I don't feel I possess the same discipline. I wouldn't want to go in that area. There's certain things I don't do. And that's why it helps me to stay away from certain things. I like the fact that when I see a believing woman, I have a certain level of haya.
MashaAllah.
Because I've never, man. I don't know. I don't do that. I don't. There's certain boundaries. You have to have a little thing. But
yeah, of course.
I'm sure you lot can kind of get what I'm saying without saying too much. But yeah, it's just, so a big shout out to my brother Muslim. Man. It's my brother. I'm my brother R.A. Bona fides. Now I give them Jannah.
Two things, Bilal. One, in terms of the walad brothers had, and of course some brothers still have it, where you might have in one of your tracks, I think you might have even mentioned it, because you mentioned different names, and some of those brothers are white, some are black, and so on. Meaning, how powerful was it back in the day? Where you're keeping the Muslim loyalty together, and anybody who takes Shahada, I remember mentioning to Coleon, I think it was Coleon, where there was two brothers, Mikael, remember Mikael?
My brother, man.
Rahimahullah. So Mikael and Ismail is older poser, Ismail.
Okay.
From South Norwood. So these two always, when they would meet in Jahiliyyah, it's on. Yeah. The next time they met as Muslims in the masjid. They didn't know. They just Muslim. These became best friends. Yeah. That's the power of Islam.
Sir.
Was it like that back in the day, and what went wrong with that as well?
Yeah, it's beautiful back in the day. You said La ilaha illallah. Let me tell you something. I used to steal from my shopkeeper everything. You see, when I took Shahada, that was my brother. You see, if you stole from my shop, I'll box you in your face, It's my brother. Yeah, my shopkeeper sees this, he'll smile. Lonely's and lens. And my brother's like, everything changed. They even want me to pay for certain things. I'm trying to pay, they're trying to make me not pay. That was the beauty, Aki. That was La ilaha illallah on the scales. There's no God but one.
Allahu Akbar. Do you think youngsters need to know this today?
Of course they need to know, because they're neeks, Aki, man. They got no sense. Yeah? They don't understand. I hated when I was in Thameside not too long ago, astaghfirullah. And I saw that some brothers couldn't come to the masajid because they're from a certain gang. And don't get me wrong, gang is gang, but gang doesn't outweigh Islam. Man, I'm Muslim. Yeah? And furthermore, if we're going to get techie, yeah, it says in the Quran, Surah 49, yes, I think it's ayat 10. It says, if two of you fall into fight,
two groups of believers,
and one of you wants to continue on, although the other one's trying to leave it, then you all fight against him.
The aggressor.
Because he's the aggressor. We don't play that. Man, I'm Muslim. Yeah? I would tell you a true story. I had the thing, we used to call the thing's name was Jahannam. If you know about the thing, you know about Jahannam, you know about the thing. Yeah. So alhamdulillah, Aki, yeah. We're going out on our works. So I've seen this individual, I've gone boom, and I shoved it on him, yeah. And he looked at, but he said, Assalamu alaikum. Aki, I nearly dropped into the floor. No, Aki, listen to me. I don't even know. My movement was so... I can't know what was going on. Just because of that. It says, the believer, a speck, the ulama say that one speck of the believer's blood is more precious than the Kaaba, and that's the direction that we pray in Mecca. The Kaaba is the black with the cloth in Mecca, and everything around. How can you think I got time to be like? And you know, Sheikh, I came home and I fell into error. And I did once, like I stuck for Allah. That's not my thing. Still had to make tawbah. Inshallah, the brother forgives me today. Wallahi, I don't want that on my back. I don't need that on my back. I need Jannah. And I hate the fact that this brother's got that over me. Wallahi, you know, he doesn't even know that you've got something that I've been fighting for so many years, and to be able to say to Allah, I've never harmed a believer. I've always been there for the believers. You have to be a fool, yeah. And wallahi, I say it straight to anybody. You have to be a fool to think you can just splash or just draw a brother's blood. Are you mad? What, do you think that you've got some special relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You think you can just do that? And if you do that for a non-believer, that will take you out the fold of Islam. So you better study your deen.
You mentioned an incident, but going back from the time of Shahada up to now, will there be things, and you don't have to mention things or situations or, you know, incidents, but where you say, look, I made mistakes. I need to make tawbah.
Yeah.
I need to make some changes.
Yeah. That was when I drew a brother's blood. I stuck for Allah. And I hated that. I don't like to talk about it, but I have to talk about it as a means of dawah. He's my brother in Islam. He doesn't even know that I have mad love for him. And there's no justified reason behind it. I don't care what no one says. I'm Muslim.
No,
you know,
you asked for his forgiveness?
Yeah, okay. I've even given him some blood money. People don't even know. He didn't ask for it. I was on it.
Mashallah.
You understand? I'm trying to go to Jannah, okay? And I'm only telling you, look, for you, look, so you lot have the dawah. I don't even want to tell you, like, my business. Wallahi, because I don't even know if that's going to be accepted now, because you fools know my business, bro. That's just the reality of the thing. And I'm not talking about you lot, Sheikh, but you know what I mean? The viewers, man. It's not even a joke. They don't even, because some of them are going to understand the significance of this. What I'm doing is trying to gain the pleasure of Allah. I don't care about what's going on here, there, here. I'm trying to get to Jannah. And I'm trying to get my family and my loved ones and those that I care about to Jannah. Jannah, everlasting happiness. I swear that's what we put in work for, to be happy. You make your family sad. But that's the reality. So that's how much we strive for happiness. Now, in this case, I don't need to do all that. What I need to do is gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Inshallah, mashallah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So Allah hates that, man. He doesn't want like that there. Man, I'm going to go Jahannam like that. That's a quick route. Fast track yourself to the hellfire, then go for it, man. That's what you don't want to do.
I think fast forwarding, because we can sit here, I think, for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours going through all the stages. We might have to even do a part 2 if you have time, another time or something like that. But go fast forward now towards, you've done how many years did you do in prison?
I've done 11. From 05 to 016.
You come out 2016.
Yeah.
So 11 years.
11 straight or 11 on and off?
11 straight, Sheikh. That was the start one. The on and off's probably come up to like, I don't know, 15 or something.
Would you say within that 11 years, just to kind of keep it brief, because I think we've gone way over time, would you say within that 11 years, there are some few pointers or some few things that you learned within that time in prison that, you know, viewers, youngsters can kind of benefit from?
There's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things. People don't do things because they really want to do them. People have a tendency to do them because it looks good or the eyes are on them. A lot of people that are in there are not even about that life as well. It just sounds good. It looks good when you see them on the tracks, on the snaps or whatever. And man are not gangsters in there. But there's bare needs. Bare needs, okay. I've seen too many kids in jail for stupidness. I can't wrap this part up fast.
Of course, yeah, I know.
To be fair,
Pointers.
This is, yeah, for me to give you some pointers, like, you know, I've seen man hang themselves. I've seen man get his neck bust open, hot oiled until his face is collapsed, stabbed up profusely. A man let off a bomb right next to me. A bomb in prison, okay. I've seen it all. They said I had a gun in jail. Check, you know, man, you come visit me, you know what was going on. There was this rioting, man, off left, right, and center. Jail is just, it's a place that stagnates your growth, can destroy you as a man, can either make you or break you, depending on the circumstances and the sentences. And I feel that being in prison could also be a blessing and a mercy from Allah. The last time I went to Sijin, which was Thameside, I utilized it wisely, inshallah, where I said I want to utilize it as a means to build and get myself together, inshallah. So I feel that being in a place as reflected as that, when you go into them kind of places, utilize, man, and think about how you can build, because a lot of you lot have got a lot of drive, a lot of potential, but you lot ain't putting it into action. And man are just letting these people control, man. And you go to prison and it's like, you turn around and things ain't even what they seem like. Your people ain't there for you like that. That you thought was your people. You know the story, man. You know, the girls that you're messing with, they're messing with other guys. And them are slapping them left, right, and center. Stuck for Allah. You know where I'm coming from, shit? It's like, you have to then come home and understand yourself again, figure out who you are. Being, for me, I went away before the Olympics. So when I went away in 2005, I was in the marsh, I was ACAT at the time. And they said, we're getting the Olympics in London. Big celebration. And then I saw them do the architectural work. Then I saw in 2012, they come and did the ceremonies. Then they did the Olympics itself. Then they did the closing ceremony. I'm still in prison. What's going on, Jim? I'm Papa lost. If I didn't have my Islam, I'd have been crushed. No scars, nothing. It's not my thing. Not a pipe, not nothing. La ilaha illallah. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Muslim. If I had never had that, Sheikh had been done. So I feel like for you lot, try to find and build a relationship with your Lord. Because ultimately, we're going to die. And especially the lifestyle that we're living, we're definitely going to die. You want to just die in the best state that you can, inshallah, in a way that is pleasing to your Lord, so you can be given eternal happiness. Because I don't want to leave a place like this to be even sadder than I was before, and be going through even more pain than I was before. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I just think for the youngsters, be yourself, bro. I'm never going to tell you to lay down anything or don't do anything, because I could tell you to put down that knife and then you walk out and stab and get died. Then how am I going to feel? Yeah? Because you got to protect yourself. You got to go through yours as I went through mine. But I would say to you that if you're not in too deep, try to explore other fields and see what it's about. Because sometimes we got transferable skills.
100%.
Skills that we can transfer to do other things. You could be a trapper, and don't think because you're trapping, you're making more money than a corporate man. Man are making some corporate piece, silly money. You're forgetting corporately, they make the money. Literally print the money.
100%.
So, you know, I just think that it's all about the person and what you want to do in your life to kind of move forward. But try to build a relationship with Allah. Pray, because there's some things that you don't know and some questions that you can't answer. And your Lord is the all-knower, the all-seer, the all-hearer. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees for you that to get some kind of benefit from this. You know, I mean,
Alhamdulillah, man. I think it's such a, and it's hard to explain. This is probably the longest I haven't spoken. Usually I like to get involved and talk a lot, but you know what? Sometimes when you know someone's been through a lot, your story tells itself, do you know what I'm trying to say? And people will listen to it. And for those who want to benefit from it, they'll take down their notes and hopefully change certain things that you may have done wrong, and whatever you've done good, inshallah, people see it and they try to take that character. And inshallah, whoever benefits from this, inshallah, the khair goes to the brother Bilal. And you know, anything that he warns off also goes to him. And may Allah bless him, Imam, and everyone behind the scene. I hope you have benefited from this lesson. And I'm sure we'll find another time to go through other things, because we've already been here for 2 hours or however much. So inshallah, we'll find more time. Any questions you have, put it down in the comments. Jazakumullah khair.